Welcome to my project ideas. This is an ongoing series on SAP UI5 projects, and in this video we'll learn how to integrate DocuSign in SAP UI5 using REST API. So there are three different ways to integrate DocuSign in UI5. The very first one is using the simple forms called Power Forms, and it will create a link for you, and you can use an iframe to link your document or whatever the certificates you want to get signed from someone directly into the website. Just iframe based method. So that is something that we have already created in another video. In this particular video, we'll use the REST API method. There is one more way where you use SAP APIs that is like pre-configured and that are paid services. So we might discuss it later on. So they are free prerequisite, like you need to have a DocuSign account. You need to have an IDE access where you will write code for SAP UI5, and it is good to have basic knowledge of UI5. So we have already created DocuSign account, and that particular account creation is shared in another video. We'll add the video link in the description. So this is the flow of the development of our work. The very first thing will be the DocuSign account creation. When you say DocuSign account, this is the developer account that we'll create in this video. And thereafter API generation. There's something called Swagger APIs of DocuSign that will be very helpful for us to use it. Thereafter, we'll use those APIs to test in Postman. Postman is a client gateway where we can use our APIs to test our services. And once everything is successful, then we can just integrate into UI5. Once the UI5 project is created, the APIs that we have tested in Postman, we can do AJAX calls in the web ID and perform the CRUD operations. So we'll jump to the website now. So this is a portal where we have written an article for you, and we will be following all the steps mentioned in this article. This is going to be a very long video, reason being DocuSign API integration using REST API methods is a very long journey. So the very first thing is like we need to do something called developer account setup. So for that, link will be shared with you. So I will just create an account. So you need to have a DocuSign account also in place, and same email ID can be used to create something called developer account. Great. So we'll receive an email. We'll activate our account. And we'll create some password ourselves. Perfect. So we are logged in. So we have a DocuSign account and we have a DocuSign developer account. So these are two different type of environments. Developer environment is the one that is required for API integration. Now we have something called Swagger API portal. So we have this link also opened up. We'll refresh because now we are signed in. So I believe it will automatically sign me in here also. Perfect. Okay, so what's this? The same portal is here. No. Fine. So we are logged in now with the same developer account that we have created just now. So the very first step was to sign into DocuSign developer account. This is done. Second thing is to get apps and keys. So we'll create a notepad and keep saving all our information here. Okay. To get apps and keys, we'll go to settings and click on apps and keys. Here it is. Fine. So I have this as my user ID. So I'll keep all my IDs in one place so that I can use them whenever, wherever required. Okay. So there are no integration keys as of now. So we'll create that. Right. So these are copied. Click on add app and integration key. So let's see, it is, can we name anything? We'll name it exactly the way we have done before, test, and an integration key will be created. Copy and paste. Also, you need to generate secret keys. So we'll do add secret key, right? So you might see a lot of keys are getting generated. It's a very tedious job to integrate DocuSign. Now you need to generate RSA. So click on that. So public keys here, copy and paste, and we have something called private key, copy and paste, and close. I believe I've taken everything right. So public key, private key, save these keys. Remember, both keys are important, so we always copy them. Certainly, we have copied in a standard way. Now add a redirect URI. Redirect URI is something like once your operation of the API is done, what should happen? Where your application should redirect. Fine. So exactly the way we have done earlier, we have used it and we have saved it. So now we have everything set up. So setup is done. So these were the keys that were required to start with the DocuSign REST API integration in any web application. You know, it's not about SAP UI5. So this is the next step, like integrating or testing the postman things. So you can find set up postman for DocuSign here. So when you click this particular link, you will see collection will open up. You know, you can download those collection. Everything, the setup is also given here. So I have already downloaded the same thing here. So you can see DocuSign REST API is here. Okay, fine. We have missed a very important section. So here we have mentioned everything, like what these things stand for. So this is integration key, ISS. So integration key is this one. We'll just cut and paste here. Now the second is, this is user ID. Sub is user ID. So this is the one. AD is account D location for demo environment. So we have demo environment. So this is fine. Scope is something, okay, it's not required as now. Key again not required. Not required. Let us see secret. What is secret? This is secret key. Okay, fine. So we had secret key, right? This is the one. An account ID is API account ID. So we just cross check. This is the one. We have used everything. So whatever we have created, we have integrated here. Okay, so we'll start with something called authorization code JWT based access. So we have to have our link here. Right. Yes, account D. DocuSign, OAuth token, and then we have to choose body and the uncoded code body. This one. Assertion is here. So you can see we need to pass assertion value. To generate an assertion, we need to create a zero token that can be created here. So we need to give algorithm type as R256. R256 and provide these values. These values we can create here. Create JWT tokens, and that is something we are doing right now. IAT get the current Unix time. So let me see where I can get the current Unix time. I can take it from here. Okay. So now we have to current and we want something 1 hour delayed. Well, Feb. If I see 11, 836 then I will make it 9 hour and get the timestamp. So we have created epoch timestamp. And the last one is remaining is scope, signature impersonation. Fine. So nothing has to be changed. Copied the code, added it in here. So let me use this public and private key and see if this will have any impact. Now copy and paste it in assertion in postman. So we'll just copy this entire thing, go to postman. Fine. And then under headers tab we need to add bearer token. Okay. And how to get that? So first we'll go to headers. We need here bearer token, and you can simply convert your keys and generate here. Okay, fine. So you have to give the username and password, that is integration keys, and the secret. So if I go back, so integration key is required, that I can find here. This is the one. Password will be secret, that is here. Header, which is generated. Copy, paste, but here again, release everything. Fine. Go back to the article. After this, one more important step is left, else you will get consent required error. We need to consent using the below link. So this is the link. So we'll just create our link. Client ID will be first scope. Scope is signature impersonation. We'll just copy this link for reference. And scope is fine. Client ID is your integration key. Again, we'll have it from here. And the redirect UI, fine. So whatever redirect URI we created, we'll use it here. And then note if not wrong, press enter and allow access. We will change same here. Whatever the new value is generated, we will send. Perfect. So we have now being authorized to use API of DocuSign. We have successfully created access token. This is the toughest part, to create an access token. So now we'll jump back to the very next step. That is to create an envelope with PDF and send it to user. Right? This is the only thing you want to do from DocuSign. An envelope has to be created and send it to the user. So for this, a few steps are mentioned here. Let me just cross check. Yeah. So Swagger API is opened up here. There it is. Yeah, here it is here. And you need to visit create envelope. Create envelope. So I'll click here. Perfect. Now I have to make it application JSON, make it basic. So account ID is already taken. If you see from here, that's a good thing. Accept application JSON, perfect. And what else? So if I go down, so they have changed a lot of things. So we don't need a custom field. Yeah, we need to have a document. So we'll click on that document. Select file. The file is created already. So we'll just take the file from here. Dummy agreement. What else? So you see document is added. Difference. So everything exactly the way I had like earlier created, the same thing is added here. Why I'm adding same thing? Because it has a lot of fields. If you mess with fields, you will be getting a lot of issues. So we'll see if this works or not. And it works. You see, a document is created and you have received an URI. URI what? This is a URI of your document. So we can even check it right now. See? So now you have received this thing. So we'll create a DocuSign. Yes, your account ID will be added here. Where is your account ID? Okay, certainly your account ID is here. This is the one. This is your account ID, and with that we have this URL, right? Same thing is here. We'll try with DocuSign. This URL is added here. We'll see what are the next steps. So you go to headers. So even we have something called create an envelope, but fine, we don't need it, or we can just actually click it. It is within, I believe, in envelope only it will be there. Envelopes, and then create an envelope. Perfect. There are so many fields. We don't need them. Add the URL here. Go to headers, bearer token, copy and paste token generated here. So we have just generated a token, right? This is the one where it is gone. This is the one, right? So this entire token until here will be used. What else? Now tool to generate an envelope was the Swagger API did. Okay, Swagger API was just a representation how exactly an envelope you can create. Same thing will be used here. So I'm just curious regarding the field names, right? So many things we added here. Don't we need those things here or not? In the body we'll see what else is added. Here you see same things that were there. So I guess now I can just go to Swagger API, copy this JSON data and replace it here. Right, document is already added. So on click of send with the same JSON, we were able to get a new envelope ID. So we are done with the creation of envelope ID now. The very next step is to get the link or the URL of the envelope with the help of this envelope ID, and we'll see in another step or steps. So the above data created an envelope, right? So now non-postman get the access token earlier, create an envelope, the collection. This is also done like Swagger API. Now get a URL based upon the above envelope. So in case you want to use the sign the document web browser, then you will need to create a generate sign URL. Okay, so you need to have a signing URL so that it can be integrated to iframe. So like the previous one, again this one also generates a link for iframe. But the best part is like for every new envelope, it generates a new iframe. So on runtime, you can get the user ID from the user login, right? You can use the Swagger APIs or whatever API that we have used right now to generate DocuSign URL, and then those URL can be integrated into iframe. So for that, again, if you see, uh, we can go to Swagger API, right? And there we need what we say. Let me see. Let me click this one and see if it opens up the right page for me. And what we have to do is view details, create one API Explorer. Again, we'll copy the envelope ID from here. We'll go and client user ID, right? Is test. That was test at the rate test. No, it was go coding org at gmail.com, right? And again, Recipient ID is not required. Username is test. And one more URL is missing. Yeah, this is the one. HTTPS colon slash www.docusign.com slash. So invalid request. The request at least one invalid. The value of the authentication method is invalid. Fine, we'll scroll to the top and we'll see what we missed. So client user ID is test. Authentication method must be none, right? So that we'll see here. Perfect, perfect. So we have received this URL that we were looking for. So this can be copied, pasted here, and you will see this URL will open up DocuSign. Perfect, right? It will open up the DocuSign signature part. Perfect. This is the document that we have uploaded. We'll close this thing. So now this can be integrated in iframe in UI5. So either we can go back to web ID and very simply we can just add this link here. Like if I do, this is the thing, paste here. So using REST API only we are doing these things. Although this is also a iframe based integration. Anyhow, link was not able to open up the right thing. I believe that's because it is redirecting me to the last page where just open the link once again to see what happens. Okay, the link has expired. It can be opened only once. So that's why it is happening right now. So anyhow, the link was generated like this. Same method call will write here to generate the same thing, right? So the URL is this. So if I go back to the article, you will see in the postman, they have opened up something called if this is the URL, copy it like this, paste it somewhere in the notepad plus plus. DocuSign start from here. Let's copy, paste, copy it here, open up thing, paste the URL, this, and also we'll have to send the content type like this, and we have to pass the body as raw, right? And that's the JSON that we have generated here in the Swagger API. So we'll just copy it from here, paste here, call. Let me make it post call to see what happens. Perfect. So we also have generated the same URL that we have generated earlier, and now this can be used again in the web ID. So web ID part is very simple. You have to create an application, simple application, and you have to use the iframe and just switch the link that we have generated earlier. If I just refresh here, I don't know what will happen. So we have successfully generated DocuSign signing URI with the help of REST API. And these things, whatever we have done in REST, this Postman, we can get the code from here, you know, JavaScript code, and directly we can call them into the UI5 application. So those steps are mentioned here in the in this particular article. In case anything is missed in the video, anything is missed in the article, you can always comment down in the video, and we'll answer those queries. So that's it for the today's video. And in case you want us to create a video where you want to use SAP APIs to integrate DocuSign. So DocuSign APIs are directly available for integration, and it is cheaper because no extra charge is there for the API use until unless you move to production. And there is also an integration via SAP cloud integrations, but those cloud integrations are very costly, so nobody uses that. Anyhow, the integration is very simple. In case you want us to create those integration also, via video, via blog, you can let us know in the comment section, and we'll create for you. Thank you very much.